All throughout Southeast Ohio and really everywhere else, since we are streaming the broadcast of our Jackson Iron Ladies softball game, making history for the second night in a row. Last night we streamed a game, and my gosh, it was a thing of beauty. But this is Dan Morrow along with my good buddy Shane Wolford, and we're going to bring the game to you again tonight as Circleville has made the trip down here to Jackson High School and are going to take on our 2-0 Iron Ladies. Circleville is sitting at an 0-1 record right now as they were defeated last night in their season opener to Portsmouth Notre Dame by a score of 12-2. But as our coaches and the people around the program, they said this Circleville team is going to be like last night's team, Point Pleasant. Very good baseball team or softball team, so we expect a good one again tonight, Shane.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun last night. I know that everyone was pretty excited, and I'm just looking forward to another one here tonight.
Well, that thing was a thing of beauty last night. Last night, the game once again was a 4-3 victory by our Iron Ladies. Iron Ladies found themselves down 3-0 early in the contest after 2 innings. Didn't score till the 4th inning, got a big 3-1 4th inning to tie it up, and then the going away win in the bottom of the 7th inning when Maddie Wright hit the double to drive in Aaliyah Barnett. I'm going to get that right.
You'll get it.
I'll get it right on there, and it was a celebration here up at the baseball field, a very special evening.
Yes, it was. We were even excited over here. You know, yesterday a lot of the players that made some big plays were younger. We had talked about. Got nothing.
And we are working a little bit with some technical difficulties here, but we have Circleville is finishing up, taking infield for this pregame, and it will soon be the Star Spangled Banner, and the game will quickly follow after that. Once again, last night's game was such an exciting come-from-behind victory for our Jackson Iron Ladies, and once again, the important thing is now they are 2-0 on this season. They have a home game tonight as we are here. They've got a home game tomorrow night, which is even more important because that will be our first Frontier Athletic Conference game as Miami Trace comes to Jackson, and we are going to bring that one to you. So getting to do the first 3 games this season for Jackson Iron Ladies softball, once again, this is a first and very special. For the Ironman and Coach Brandon Stevens, it's his 2nd season. He is now 2-0 this season. The Iron Ladies went 16-7 last year, so that gives him a career record of 18-7. Also, our pitcher, Serenity Taylor, goes the distance last night, picks up her 2nd win of the season. She was also 16-7 last year, so she's won 18 games over the last 2 seasons. So pretty exciting times here at Iron Lady Softball. High expectations, wouldn't you say, Shane, this year with this team, even though when you look at them, they are young. It's a young roster, not many seniors, but the 2 seniors last night that were starting certainly were a big factor in the contest.
Yes, they were. They ended up coming through big time. And then, like we talked, a lot of the younger players that are here, you know, some of them played their first game at home last night, and they were pretty impressive.
It was pretty neat to see the celebration, the victory celebration, when we get that one run. And there's nothing like a walk-off double to win a contest and come away with a victory tonight.
I always have. You know, when I was coaching, I enjoyed, you know, how much excitement the girls showed, and last night was definitely fun for me just to be here and be part of it.
I see the same thing in volleyball. We mentioned this last night, the enthusiasm from the girls playing a little different from the guys. They're a little cooler. They don't quite show the emotions like that, like the girls do, but the chanting from the dugouts, everything like that involved, it's just fun, and you can tell they're into it. And as you've said, so many of the girls on this roster have put an awful lot of time involved in softball, not just during the season, but year-round.
Yes, they play. Most of them play all summer long once the season's over, and then they'll also play some fall ball. So, yeah, and it's something because a lot of our players do that. And I personally, from being a coach, I always thought that my girls that were playing all the time we're a little bit more ready than the rest were.
Oh, no question about it. Same thing in baseball when you see some of our players play 60 baseball games in the summer, throughout the year and there. And, and then you've got all the coaches pulling at them, your best athletes, whether in the boys, we see them pulled at from football, basketball, baseball. You want the best ones there all the time. They can only be at one place at one given time.
It's tough for the coaches. I understand because you always want your players to be there and do everything that you've got going on, but sometimes in the summer it's just impossible.
No question about it there. Well, once again, it's going to be a little bit chilly tonight, but the wind is not gusting. And matter of fact, we look at the flag in center field. If anything, the winds may be coming the different direction. It was blowing so hard to right field last night, and that resulted in really a fly ball on the first pitch of the game to Point Pleasant that she lifted it up in the air, and it just carries the right field fence with a lot of help from the wind. If anything, there's not much wind right now, but if anything, it might be going a little bit from right to left field.
Yeah, and that's like I told you last night, Dan. The left field is usually where a lot of home runs are hit because our fence is not back as far. So anytime the wind's blowing at all, it has an effect on the softball. But big time, if we got wind blowing out toward left field, you should see some action tonight.
We might be waiting for a second official to get here because we've only seen one so far. He is standing there talking with Coach Kuhn, the assistant coach for the Iron Ladies. But while we are waiting here, we might just take a timeout, and we will be back with more Jackson Iron Ladies softball right here on Total Media Sports.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
We're back here at Jackson High School up on the top of the hill overlooking Alumni Stadium and right above the Jackson Iron Ladies softball field. Shane, we need to get a name for this softball field.
Yes, we do. I was thinking about that last night.
I was thinking the Shane Wolford field would be a good name. No, not that one. You don't think that one fits?
Not that one.
But we have the Emily Cooper, obviously
the
the hitting barn, which is a thing of beauty and really makes our situation up here special.
Their whole family has been very supportive, and of course we know the tragedy that happened with Emily, and she was just a great player here. She was going to be the coach. She had big plans for the girls because she knew that girls' sports, weren't taken as seriously as guys, and she had big plans for them. So when I ended up taking over, I just kind of wanted to put her dream in motion. And,
they kind of did the same thing in basketball too.
Yeah.
And she will never leave our memory. She was such a wonderful young lady, but played with such passion.
Yes, and her whole family has never been nothing but great. So,
no, they are the best. I mean,
I know the girls appreciate everything that they've done to help this facility out.
Yep. Well, we see two umpires now, so that's a good thing. We'd only seen one up till now, so the two umpires are coming out, so I think they'll bring the coaches out. We're not going to be too far away from getting this game started. Jackson Iron Ladies starting lineup tonight. We'll give you that. We didn't even get that in before the first pitch last game, but Bryn Denny will be hitting first, and she will start in center field. Maddie Wright, who had the game-winning hit last night, bats second. She's the catcher. Izzy Swisher will be at second base, fielded her position brilliantly, had a hit last night and a stolen base. Lily Eberts will be batting cleanup. She is our shortstop. KJ Warsham, third baseman, batting in the 5 slot. Lexi Perry gets the shot again at DP, the designated hitter. She will bat 6th. Serenity Taylor will be on the mound once again, batting 7th. Ella Armstrong, who also had a huge hit last night and a huge RBI to get the Iron Ladies going in that 3-run 4th inning, will be in left field, senior also. And Aaliyah Barnett will be at first base, and she, in our mind, probably was maybe the star of the game last night, as she sure made things happen.
Definitely, and we talk. She hits in the 9-hole, and some people don't give the 9-hole much respect, but I always consider it to be the second leadoff. So she really did a great job, and there again, she's one of the captains. So the other players think a lot of her.
Hey, last couple years, our baseball coach, who has had a ton of tremendous success, Josh McGraw, he had a 9-hole hitter, was not a bad player. That was your son, Cade, and I always loved it if he was leading off an inning.
Yeah.
And, a natural leadoff hitter, and then you've got the rest of your order follow him up there. So good things can happen in that situation.
And the thing is, and I feel it's kind of the same with the softball. Our baseball team, you really couldn't put together a bad lineup no matter where you put the kids. And I feel the same way about these girls here.
Well, I feel very lucky that we are getting to do a number of baseball games. We're going to do all the home games and tournament games. We're going to do 6 of the girls' softball games. This is the second broadcast, and tournament games. And we'd love for each one of these teams who have high expectations, maybe not just one tournament game. Maybe make a run. These two teams would be capable of doing that.
I think we're very capable of that. So we'll look forward to that. But for now, we'll just enjoy each game.
Enjoy everyone. Yes, and we'll hope we have a dandy like we did last night. But one not maybe as close would be Arcade also.
Yeah. We were sweating a little bit last night.
Coach Stevens probably wouldn't mind that either.
Yes, I'm sure that was hard on his heart.
Well, as you can see on the screen, both teams are lined up. We are moments away from the Star-Spangled Banner. We will let you listen to that, and it'll be seconds after that. We'll have the first pitcher in there, and there is the Star-Spangled Banner. What do they say now, Shane? Play ball?
That's what they said.
It's going to be exciting. Jackson is hosting Circleville tonight. Once again, Circleville comes in with the 0-1 record. They were defeated last night by a score of 12-2 by what is always and notoriously an outstanding girls softball program in the Portsmouth Notre Dame softball team, whether it's girls softball, football, whatever. Small enrollment, but boy, they get some good teams out of that school.
Yes, they do, and they've had a really good program. I know ever since I was the coach here, they were a great team, and also, I'd like to say Circleville has always had a great program in softball too. So this shapes up to be a dandy.
Well, Circleville, in my mind, and see, I'm kind of a basketball guy, has notoriously been outstanding. And I'm talking over the last 15 years in girls basketball. Normally in girls sports, if you're good in one, you've got good athletes that are going to play multiple sports.
Yes, you do.
Well, our girls are huddled up there just around third base, getting the last words of encouragement from Coach Stevens, Coach Alex Stevens, the assistant coach, who just happens to be his wife. Coach Kuhn, Rob Kuhn, will be our third base coach. And Kylie, and we have her on here. Did he not put her on? Oh, Kylie Bako, yeah, has her listed on there. I wanted to say, Jackson alumni, she will be our first base coach. I don't know if anybody jumped higher than her when Maddie hit that shot to right field.
She was very proud of her sister, and I made a statement last night that Maddie was probably a little bit better than Kylie, and Kylie told me today she really didn't appreciate that.
Well, I kind of stepped in between you two. I didn't want her to take care of you.
I don't think I would want to fight her.
No, you don't want to. She's we talk
tough,
about competitors.
She's a competitor. Oh, yeah,
yes,
she's
she
one
was.
of the top.
Yes, she was.
And
Iron Ladies.
You know, Dan, we're lucky to have the coaches that we have with all the experience that they had. I know Coach Stevens, he played at Rio Grande,
Yep.
and also his wife played softball. And then Kylie also played at Ohio Christian. So we've got a lot of experience. I don't know about Coach Kuhn.
He's a baseball guy, though.
Yeah,
he and his brother
definitely
know
played for Rio
baseball,
Grande, so,
yes.
Yeah, baseball, softball family they've got.
No
there.
question about it there. Head coach for Circleville tonight is Hayden Ellis. She comes also as a person with a lot of softball background. She played with Coach Alex Stevens at Rio Grande, she told us in the pregame show. So we are once again working with a technical difficulty or two. We're going to stay right here, but we're going to exchange some headsets here, see if we can get things working a little bit better. Dylan is taking care of us here. We'll see if hello, hello, hello. Check, test, test. Testing. Now I hear. Now we're better. If you can hear me, we are working on this. We're getting headsets corrected here, so you can hear Shane and I, whether you want to or not. You're going to have to listen to us a little bit. Say something, Mr. Wolford.
Yeah, can you hear me there?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
We just missed a pitch, Dan.
Okay, but it was a ball. Serenity Taylor on the mound once again for our Iron Ladies. First batter tonight will be Claire Davis. She's the third baseman here for Circleville. There's a pitch. It's going to be just a touch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Two-0 pitch. That's right down the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Really, it's turned out to be a pretty night all day long. I'm driving down in West Virginia. It just poured rain all day, and I'm thinking there's no way they're playing a baseball below the river.
Well, I thought you were retired, Dan.
Yeah.
Evidently, the missus needs some nice things.
Not that as much as I think just needs me out of the house.
Oh, yeah, I could see that, too.
Okay. Well, there was a foul ball back off the screen. 2-2 the pitch. Claire Davis, she hits a line drive into left field. Really made beautiful contact with that one. Gets right to our left fielder, Ella Armstrong. She gets it back in the infield quickly. And the first batter is on first base for Circleville.
A good start for Circleville. It's kind of like last night. Point Pleasant had a pretty good start. So
yeah,
we'll get things turned around.
Audrey Cowdrey, she is the center fielder, batting second. There's a bunt attempt, but it's bunted foul. A few more of our ladies are wearing, our young gals are wearing warm-ups today, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit colder, but it's not as windy. So
not as windy.
I think it's a little bit better tonight.
So far. Nobody out. Runner on first. Cowdrey with the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. early on here. The Iron Ladies want to hold serve at home on any home field game. They are 2-0 on the season. 1-1 pitch. Looked like she wanted to bunt again, but that'll be a pitch a little bit low. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to move the runner over to second. Like I say, you see the bunt in baseball a lot, but you see it more in softball.
And there is a bunt right down the first base line. They field it clean. They get the throw over to first base. They get the one out, but they threw to third, and nobody was home. The ball goes into left field, and the run will score.
And that's what I'm talking about, Dan. There's a lot of bunting that goes on, and all your players have to rotate. And if someone doesn't make it to third base, then you've got no one there. So that was one of those situations.
Aaliyah Barnett fielded that bunt. It was just an inch or so fair. Got the throw over to Swisher. They got the one out, but then the runner attempting to get to third base, we throw it over there, and nobody was home to catch that one. So they get a run in. Third batter is McKaylee Holbrook. She is the shortstop. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in. Barnett in close at first base. So is KJ Worsham. There's a shot down the left field line. Foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Dan, when I was coaching, we had a team beat us 10-0, and all they did was bunt.
Really?
Yes.
A whole game long?
Uniota, and I was sick over it, but that's how it went down.
There's a ground ball right in front of home plate. Serenity Taylor picks it up, and she can't get the throw over to first, so it becomes an infield hit.
That's one of those plays right in the middle. You don't know whether the pitcher's going to get it or the catcher, so they had to communicate a little bit, and we were just a little late.
It was a full swing, but it would have been a perfect bunt.
Yeah.
It was just, she did barely touched it, but it just crept out right about halfway between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Cleanup hitter is Riley Starner. She is the designated player, which is your DH in my book. Riley batting cleanup. 1 out. Runner on first. 1 run already in.
Yeah, we want to make sure that that's the only run they get in.
There's the pitch. There's a ground ball tagged by the pitch, but it is, yep. Double play. A beautiful job. Shortstop Lily Eberts fields it. The ball grazed off the glove of Serenity, so I didn't know if she'd have enough time. She turned it over to Swisher. Swisher quickly turned it over to Barnett, and a double play for the second game in a row in the first inning. 2 outs.
That was another great play by Lily Everts and Izzy Swisher. You know how it is. You got to transition that awful quick to get it. And like I say, in softball, your bases aren't real far away, Dan.
Well, folks, between the top of the first inning to the bottom of the first, we're going to take a quick timeout so you can hear this word from our sponsors that make this broadcast possible.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the first inning, Jackson Iron Ladies coming to the plate for the first time. They find themselves down by a score of 1-0, very similar to last night.
Yes, and like I said last night, they wouldn't panic, and we definitely know that they're always capable of putting something together here to go against the other team.
Well, Serenity, gave up a run in the first, 2 runs in the second. We found ourselves down by a score of 3-0, but boy, did she pitch well from that point on.
Yeah, like we talked about, she only got better as the game went on.
Yep, let's make that an instant replay. Bryn Denny will lead off for our Iron Ladies, center fielder. Sneaky, she didn't get a hit yesterday, but how big was her ground ball in that 7th inning to advance the runner to third base?
Yeah, that was one great play for the game that she had yesterday. She hit it there and moved the runner.
Bryn's our captain, leader, one of the 2 captains.
She also does a lot of bunting.
And there is one, but that's bunted foul.
She's got such good speed that, it's a lot of times in softball, like we've saw already, the bunt is a hard play to defend.
Yeah, they got their third baseman in pretty close. We'll see if Bryn wants to continue the idea of bunting the baseball. Second pitch is outside, 1-1. When he called that a strike.
Yeah.
Woo, okay.
Looked a little outside from here.
0-2 the count. Bryn Denny leading off for our Jackson Iron Ladies. Pitch, and that's popped up, and I think it's behind the stip. It is foul up here near us. We're up here in the cheap seats.
She's hanging in there, Dan, with 2 strikes.
The 0-2 pitch. Oh, and there's a shot to right field, and the right fielder chases it down. Nice play on that one.
That was a great play out of the right fielder, going over pretty much to right center field there and making the grab.
That was Anna Keaton for Circleville to get the out. First out for the Iron Ladies. Second batter will be Maddie Wright. Had the game-winning hit last night. The double over the right fielder's head. Actually, it resulted in a triple that knocked in the game-winning run.
And I noticed yesterday that she has some pretty good speed running around those bases, so it's always going to be great to get some speed on first base over there.
That was the one advantage.
It's
There's a
gonna
hit
drop.
to right field. Oh, and she makes a nice catch on that one. Right center field. First pitch hitting was Maddie, so it's quickly 2 outs for our Iron Ladies, and Izzy Swisher comes to the plate.
That was 2 good plays out of their right fielder. Both.
Boy, remember
either
how
one were right at
tough right field was last night with the wind and the sun, and both teams' right fielders struggled. Tonight, a little more conducive. 2 outs, Izzy Swisher at the plate. That pitch a little bit low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
I talked about it yesterday. She's got a lot of power like her dad did. And she plays a great second base from all we've seen so far.
That's a strike. Well, it might be a wide strike zone today.
It's looking, from where I'm at, it's looking a
Yeah,
little outside.
1-1. Izzy is, for the season, 2 for 7. The big thing is she has 3 RBIs, a triple. She has a stolen base. The Iron Ladies stole 8 bases in the first 2 games.
That's amazing.
6 in the first game, 2 last night. That pitch is a little inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And I thought when I come and watch the scrimmage that this is a pretty athletic team. You can tell they've all got a lot of speed.
They look athletic.
Yes.
They look the part. Two outs, nobody on. Swisher at the plate. There's the pitch. She swings. Swings a little bit over that one. It is now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Like to see something get started here with 2 outs.
Sure.
We did some damage last night with 2 outs, so we know that is possible.
Shortstop Lily Eberts standing in the on-deck circle. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for the 3rd out for the Iron Ladies. So, once again, after 1 inning, it is Circleville 1, the Jackson Iron Ladies 0. We'll take a break and be back with 2nd inning action here, right here on Total Media Sports.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
One inning in the books. Circleville gets the early one-run lead, 1-0. They will be up to the plate. The Iron Ladies did finish off Circleville in that first inning. They had 2 hits. Fielder's choice had an error involved there. That allowed them to get their first run. Really would have been an unearned run because after the run scored, we got turned to double play for the second time in consecutive nights. Catcher Kaylee West will lead off for Circleville. First pitch is a strike.
Like to see Serenity work ahead in the count.
That pitch just a touch high.
Looks like she changed her speed up a little bit on that one. She's really good at keeping the batter guessing what's coming.
There is a foul tip back against the net. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a shot to left center field, and it goes over the fence. Wow, was that hit on the nose? That is one of the deeper parts of the park, but that pitch is drilled over the L in Iron Ladies softball, and the score now stands 2-0.
That was a good hit. That was just a line drive right off the bat. It looked like it was going to get over our center fielder's head, and it just kept carrying out there. I told you there was a lot of home runs that's hit in that right center area.
Right center field in that area there. Well, I'll tell you what, and if the wind, if anything's maybe blowing out just a bit toward right center field now.
It's switched around on us a little bit since when we first started.
Score now stands 2 for Circleville. Iron Ladies yet to get on the board. Next batter is Tori Bennett. She is the pitcher. She got the Iron Ladies out in 1-2-3 fashion in the first inning. First pitch is a strike. That pitch is high, outside, and against the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Serenity, I'm sure she's a little upset over that home run, but she'll get back in the groove here. Nice pitch.
Nice pitch. Serenity being a lefty, facing a lefty in Tori Bennett. That pitch a little bit low. You know, in baseball, do you ever understand why lefties against lefties seems to be so difficult?
That's what.
And righties pitch against righties literally 90% of the game.
Yep. I don't know. I've never got it out of the girls. What's
There's a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout, the first one of the night for Serenity. She had 7 last night, 10 in the first outing. That'd be strikeout number 18 on the season.
I forget how many she had last year, but
I have it written down somewhere, and I can find over 200.
Yeah, that's great.
212 strikeouts with a 16-7 record. There is a fly ball to right center. Oh, a beautiful catch by Bryn Denny. Diving, extending out, and making the catch.
That's why you have an athlete out in center field, Dan.
She is that. That's a big-time play. That gets past her, probably gets to the fence. 2 outs now.
She's taking a bow out there. I don't know
She
if you saw
should.
that, but girls are a little crazy out there.
That's nothing wrong with that. There's a foul tip back. The next batter is Anna Keaton. She's the right fielder who has already made a couple good catches in this game. 0-1 the count. 2 outs. 2-0 the score. Circleville has gotten a run in each of the first 2 innings. That pitch is on the outside edge. I'm going to start calling anything near on the outside edge a strike.
Yeah.
The 0-2 count. A little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Get this other out here. Give us a chance to get back in and get our batting going for the night.
Baseball must have got over early tonight.
Yeah,
I see the left fielder down there in the stands.
Yeah, he's here.
And the right fielder next to him.
Coach is over to your left, so a lot of people coming out and supporting the girls tonight.
Absolutely. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-0 your score. There's the pitch, and that looked pretty good from here. Must have been a little bit low. Full count. Anna Keaton, the right fielder. That pitch is a strike, and that's the second strikeout of the day for Serenity. But Circleville able to hit a home run over right center field fence. They've taken a 2-0 lead through the first inning and a half of action. We're going to take a timeout. We will be right back with the bottom of the second inning for our Jackson Iron Ladies.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom prices. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel. Hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, Teddy Bear.
Hurry down to Stillhouse Rock. Home. It's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418.
Back here at the field, it's Lily Eberts leading off for the Iron Ladies, and kind of a excuse me type swing, and hits the ball, and it just rolls slowly down to first base. First baseman easily able to field it, and there is 1 out.
Yeah, I know Lily. She would like to have that one.
She sure would. Next up will be KJ Worsham.
If you watch, Dan, all these girls, when they come back and they head to the dugout, they talk to the next 2 batters and give them an idea of some of the
What they're
pitches that are
seeing.
being thrown. Yeah.
KJ, our third baseman, steps out of the box. She'll step back in. Sun just came out, Shane.
Yeah.
We are really lucky on the the weather tonight.
We'll take it.
Their pitch is high and outside. KJ is, for the season, she is 2 for 6 overall, but she has 2 RBIs.
I know KJ. I talked to her today at school, and she's nursing a little bit of a sprained ankle, so she's showing her grit just being out here playing.
That pitch is a little bit high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. She made some nice plays last night at the hot corner, the hot box. Boy, in softball, you're pretty close there at third base. They can come at you pretty quickly. That pitch is a strike just on the inside edge.
Yeah, your third baseman has to be someone that's not scared, that's for sure.
That is a fact. 2 balls, 1 strike. Iron Ladies find themselves down by a score of 2-0. There's a swing right on the inside of her wrist. Kind of almost trying to get out of the way of it, but it'll be a strike.
She was fighting that one off, it looked like.
Yep.
Would like to see us get going a little bit, Dan. Not wait like we did last night. I say we get going now.
Just as soon not. There's the pitch, and she
That
pushes
could
it
be
into
dropping,
right
Dan.
field. It is fair. KJ finds the opening there, right in front of the right fielder. Second base person running out. They couldn't get to it, and the Iron Ladies get their first hit of the evening. KJ is on first base, and she is going to get a pinch runner, and I think it's going to be Daisy Howard. Daisy at first base.
I'm going to pick on Coach Bako again. I'm glad she didn't send her like she did last night.
Yeah, that's true.
We already talked about that a little bit tonight.
Okay, well, freshman
trying to get her straightened out.
Lexi Perry is up to the plate. She had a hit last night.
And like I say, at both of the scrimmages, I was impressed by her hitting. She took one way deep.
One way deep would be nice right now.
We'll take
Jackson
it.
down by a score of 2-0, but trying to get something going here. There's one out in the second inning. KJ Worsham gets a hit, and we have Daisy Howard on first base in a pitch running situation. First pitch is a ball. Catcher takes a look down toward first base, but does not throw. Boy, does the sun look good.
Yeah, the field's looking really good
Now
tonight.
all of a sudden, look
whole-
at the right fielder, though.
Yeah,
that
yep,
vision
she's
out
showing
there
it.
is tough. That pitch is a strike, and I thought that was eye level.
And it's bad here and it's bad at our baseball
Oh,
field.
it's-
Right field is a tough place to play.
Yep. We talk about that every year. I don't know if your son requested the move over to left field to get that sun out of his eyes.
Yeah, he's in left field now. He doesn't have to worry about that. But
Right.
but
Eli Ray does.
I've played out there myself back in my time, and it was hard to handle out there.
No doubt about it. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first. Iron Ladies trying to get something going, and that pitch looks outside. It is 3-1 is the count to Lexi Perry. Gets a little direction from Coach Kuhn at third base.
I do. It's crazy.
Pitcher's got to bring her one here. If not, we're going to have 2 on.
That pitch is going to be a strike. I think Lexi might have been taking that one. Now it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Early in the game, pretty big pitch here. 1 out, 1 on. The 3-2 pitch is grounded to third base, hits off the third baseman. The throw over to first, and it is,
Safe.
she gets there safe. Runner advances to third. Lexi Perry hit the ball hard at the third baseman, took an awkward bounce, hit her right in the chest. She recovered pretty quickly, but a nice job there by Daisy Howard to keep running. She ends up on third base. Lexi Perry on first. The Iron Ladies got a little something going, and I'm going to give her a hit on that one, Shane. Am I allowed to?
It was a shot right to the third baseman.
Right.
The third baseman made a great effort to get her there, but she's just a little too late.
Just talking about tough position as third base in softball when you turn on one like that. The next batter is our pitcher, Serenity Taylor. Opportunity here, as we say, love to say, she can help her cause right now.
Yes. We got a first and third. We'll see if we do anything here.
She attempts to shows a bunt, the throw back down to third base.
That was closer
Howard
than we
is
would
back,
like.
yeah. Yep. Pretty quick throw by the catcher. You know, those are dangerous. If you throw that errant at all, it ends up at the fence in left field. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Got him on the corners. Iron Ladies trying to score here in the bottom of the second when they find themselves down by a score of 2-0. There's the pitch. The pitch is going to be a called strike. Once again, Serenity shows bunt, but then kind of backs off.
Like I say, they're in this first and third situation. I hear Coach Kuhn calling out numbers, so you never know what is going on.
First baseman in tight, third baseman back by the base. There's the bunt, gets to the pitcher. She looks back, the runner at third, and throws to third, not in time. Howard is back safely. So we have the bases loaded.
That was another nice little bunt, and then it was just the catcher's decision. She probably should have thrown to first and got the out, but she made the decision to throw to third, and we were able to get all three of them safe.
So would you call that a fielder's choice, but everybody on, or give her a hit?
I'd give her a hit, Dan.
Okay, we're kind of generous on that anyway.
I'm
Bases loaded,
girls.
one out, pinch runner in the game. She's got a warm up so I can't tell exactly who it is.
See what her number is again. Yeah, that's
Brindley Smalley, pinch running.
And we got to see her speed yesterday.
Yes, she's athletic. Lexi Perry at second. Daisy Howard at third. Ella Armstrong, who had one of the biggest hits of the contest last night, up to the plate, the senior left fielder. She steps out of the box. Bases loaded, one out. The pitch, a little bit high.
Like you said, Ella and Aaliyah both at the 8 and 9 spot. They had huge hits for us last night.
Yep. Huge factors in the Iron Ladies 4-3 win.
We'll want to see it again right here.
The pitch is inside, and Ella hits it into left field. Turns on that one right over the shortstop's glove. Drives in a run, and the bases are still loaded. Ella Armstrong getting the Iron Ladies' 4th hit of the contest. Give her an RBI. She has got the hot bat right now.
Yes, she does.
Ella's been 2 for 6 coming into tonight. 1 stolen base, 1 double, 1 RBI, 2 runs scored, but give her another RBI. And now the coach, which her name is Hayden Ellis, is out talking to her pitcher. Bases are loaded. Iron Ladies get the first run in. They find themselves down by a score of 2-1. Interesting, all the base runners and the hitter are huddled around Coach Kuhn right at third base, get all their things organized there.
And truth be told, they're all over there giggling and laughing and having a good time. That's what these girls do. Us guys, we try and be serious all the time, but they like to have fun.
It is, and it's fun to watch them play.
Yes.
Okay. Ella seemed awfully excited as she takes a long run back to first base.
That was a great hit.
Big time hit for her.
Great kid, too.
Leah Barnett, hitting star from last night, 2 hits. She hits it. It's foul ball down the third base line. 0-1. 2-1 your score. There's still only 1 out. Bases are loaded.
Would love to see Leah find one of those gaps out there in the outfield like she did last night.
Junior first baseman, elected captain of this squad along with Bryn Denny. Here's the pitch. That one's a touch on inside. 1-1 is the count. Sun shining up here tonight. It's going to get chilly before it's over. But a real pretty night for softball. It's a lot better than it felt like this morning. There's a pitch, a ground ball. It's fair to third base. She's going to come home with it. They get the force out at home.
That's a good play by the third baseman.
Yes, it was.
Smart heads-up play.
Two outs. Bases still loaded. Bryn Denny, who's had probably the best fielding play of the game so far, and that catch in left and right center field, is up with an opportunity here.
Big opportunity, and like we've talked, she's a senior. This is the kind of situation that you like to be in.
The pitch. And there's a ground ball toward the shortstop. She does, and able to field it. Nice job there. 1 run scores. 2 runs are scoring. The Iron Ladies end up at first or second and third.
It was a nice shot right up the middle, just past the shortstop. Shortstop couldn't get to it.
Well, I think our base runner also a little bit in the road, not interference-wise, but made it a little tougher for the shortstop.
Yeah.
But Brendini hit it hard.
And you can tell that we've got speed. We were able to score 2 runs right there. And, a lot of teams, they have to hold – they get held up in that situation. But we have speed this year. I can definitely tell that.
It hit the shortstop's glove. It's probably an error on the play. But 2 runs score, and the Iron Ladies take the lead. There's a ground ball foul at third base. That's Maddie Wright.
We're in a pretty good situation here with Maddie up to the plate to get us 2 more runs.
Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 3 runs already in. Maddie Wright with the game winner last night. The walk-off triple. Glad we didn't wait till that 4th inning, Shane.
Yes, I am too.
Oh, and she
That
hits
might
a
be
fly
outta
ball
here,
to
Dan.
left field. The runners are going back.
Nope.
No, it hits between them. It's in left center field, goes to the fence. 2 more runs score. Maddie with a double and 2 RBIs.
2 runs for us coming in there. Maddie coming in there again and doing a job for us.
Big inning right now for our Iron Ladies.
At first sight, Dan, I thought that was going to head over the
Maybe
fence.
have a chance. You're
Yes.
right. You always say left and left center field a little bit shorter than the right field distance-wise, but
Yes.
Maddie hit it nice, lands at the base of the fence. She ends up on second base, and the score now is 5-2 as Jackson's put 5 up. Still have a runner in scoring position as Izzy Swisher comes to the plate. First pitch to Izzy, swing and a miss. It gets away from the catcher on the miss, so Maddie Wright advances to third base.
Izzy's pretty athletic. She's pretty quick, too. You never know. She hits one on the ground, she could leg it out.
She certainly can. Shortstop playing back. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. She
We'll see if
fields
she
it
can beat it.
clean,
She
and
beat
they
it.
beat her out, so she gets the
There we go.
infield hit, and another run scores. There's her speed
There's that
showing
speed we're
up.
talking about, and then Maddie, she waits for the third baseman to throw it over, and then she advances to home, gets us another run.
6-2, a 6-run second inning for our Jackson Iron Ladies. Still have Izzy Swisher on first base. Lily Ebert's up to the plate.
There's a steal coming up.
There is the steal. She steals it easy.
Yep.
Stolen base, first one of the game for the Iron Ladies. Remember, they have 8 stolen bases in the first 2 contests. 6 in the first game. Izzy Ebert's back at the plate.
Let's see, Lily gets another shot here. She fought one off there last inning, or was that this inning?
There is a ball popped up in the infield. Shortstop has a chance. She makes the catch, but not before the Iron Ladies get 6 runs. I have them for 5 hits, and they take the lead in this contest by a score of 6-2. We'll be back with third inning action here in just 1 minute.
Our family works hard so we can serve your family. That's the motto at Ramey's Used Cars, which is located 7 miles west of MacArthur on US Route 50 next to Ramey's Homes. Ramey's has been providing quality pre-owned vehicles since 1970, and Ramey's also has a high-quality parts department. Give Ramey's Automotive a call today at 596-4694, and don't forget to check out John's weekly specials. Just look for the signs and the vehicles in the front of the lot.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
Top the third inning here at Jackson Iron Lady softball field. The sun's out. Bit of a chilly evening, but actually pretty nice situation right now. And wow, what a fun bottom of the second inning it was for our Iron Ladies as they get 6 runs. Find themselves down 2-0 between an inning and a half, and now they lead the game 6-2. Coming up to the plate will be Reagan. Oh, gosh, she's the flex player. I don't want to try to name Leskalowski. So
looks like there's something bothering Serenity on the mound there. That's always a spot where they drag their foot so much. And I'm sure hers is in a different spot than their pitchers. And
first batter's in the box. She's a lefty. Against the lefty pitcher, there's a swing and a miss.
Yeah, this should fire Serenity up now that she's got a decent lead.
This is Anna Keaton, the right fielder, up. The pitch fouled back against the screen. Quickly 0-2.
Here, when Serenity has that 0-2, like we talked a little bit about last night, she will probably not give the batter much to hit here. Or change her speed or do something to throw the batter off.
Lefty versus lefty. There is fouled back again. That time over the screen. Stays 0-2. Good ball boy over there chasing that foul ball down.
Wild man.
The wild man. The guy that knows everybody in town, and they all know him.
Yes.
Brox Wolford.
Broxton, Dan.
Broxton. Can you call him Brox?
We call him Brox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Foul ball down the left field line. Count stays 0-2.
Would love to see Serenity get this first out here in the third.
That pitch just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. She had to tease her with that one a little bit. Breeze now, if anything, going out to the outfield. Advantage hitters, but not really hard tonight. But that was, I've had a couple shots that have gotten to the fence. Mm-hmm. The one that Circleville hit earlier by Kaylee West drilled over the right center field fence.
Ooh, that was a close one there.
That was another close one. Count stands full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
We don't want to put the first batter for the inning over on first base with a freebie.
Nope. The pitch, and that's on the inside part. She fouls it off. I tell you what, she battled that one. That was an awfully good pitch. She got the foul tip to stay alive. There's a swing and a miss and another strikeout.
Nice pitch by Serenity there.
Be her 3rd strikeout of the contest. First player out, as you like to say, it's so important to get the first batter out. They got their first batter on in the first and the second inning. Yep. One was via by home run, but that's how they've scored their 2 runs. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch by Serenity right down the middle. That's a strike. She gets ahead in the count, 0-1. Good crowd on hand tonight.
Yeah, there is. I like to see a lot of people out supporting the girls. It's a great thing.
There's a swing and a miss. 0-2. It's going to be a fun softball team to watch this year. We're just tickled to be a part of bringing some of the games to you. But when we're not doing that, get out here and support these young ladies.
They're really thankful when people come and watch them. It's a big deal to them.
You know, there's a called 3rd strike. Claire Davis goes down. 2 quick strikeouts by Serenity. 2 outs, nobody on. You know, same thing in basketball. They're always so excited.
Yeah, they like to ask. They ask people to come to their game, and they get really excited.
Always,
and once people give softball a try,
they're going
really
to like it.
Yes.
Yep, it's just like volleyball. That pitch a little bit low and outside. 2 outs. Top the 3rd inning. Jackson 6, Circleville 2. The 1-0 pitch. It's outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
You know, Dan, I hate to admit it, but really the first time that I was able to watch softball was when I took over as a coach. I hadn't gone and watched much, and as soon as I took over it, I loved it.
Yeah, you know what? I remember it well, and they sure liked you. There's a foul ball back against the screen on the right side.
I always tell my boys, you know, how much fun I had coaching the girls, and they just can't see me coaching girls. So
I couldn't either, but you did, and you did a great job.
I loved them.
There's the pitch. It is low. 3-1 is your count. Number 2 hitter in the lineup, Audrey Cowdrey. She's the center fielder.
Serenity's going to come at her here.
And she does,
go.
And that's a strike.
Right
now we got
there.
a full count. Now she's a pitch away from striking out the side. 4 strikeouts in the contest. There's the pitch, and that's fouled back. Audrey hanging around in there. Tip that one back.
Looks like Serenity's working the outside corner on the batter. There again, I never like a freebie, so I want to see Serenity come and get her here.
And she
There you
did.
go, right
There's
there.
another called strike. 2 called
Great
strikes
pitch.
in a row. Strikes out the side. So after 2.5 innings here at the Iron Lady softball field, it is your Jackson Iron Lady 6, Circleville 2. We'll be back in just a moment.
Brian Moore Construction specializes in turnkey construction, room additions, kitchen and bathroom remodels, as well as residential and commercial roofing. They also do silicone and acrylic roof coverings. Brian Moore Construction delivers quality craftsmanship on time, on budget, and according to specifications. Choose Brian Moore Construction for your next build, remodel, or roofing project. Call today for a free estimate. 740-418-6140.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Bottom of the third, KJ Warsham will lead it off for our Iron Lady. She'll be followed by Lexi Perry and Serenity Taylor. And if we go back just 1 inning, all 3 of those young ladies got base hits to get that second inning started.
I think KJ was the first one up to get a hit, a little bloop over second base, if I remember right.
She was. She scored a run in that 6-run second inning. First pitch is a strike. That pitch is high and inside. She leans back. 1-1 the count. We talked about it last night, how quick these games going, and we've even had 8 runs scored in this one. We're already in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, they move quick.
That pitch a little bit low, goes back to the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. KJ got the Iron Ladies off and running. Daisy Howard pinch ran for her. She ended up scoring the first run of the contest for Jackson. The pitch. Oh, there's a shot to right field, but it's right at the right fielder. Boy, KJ hit that one nicely, but the right fielder really didn't have to clear her cleats, and it was hit right at her.
She was in a perfect position there. But that right fielder, you can tell she's a pretty good athlete. She's made some plays tonight.
You tell me, in girls softball overall, do you hit the ball more to the opposite field than you do to when you pull it there? So in the first 2 games that I've watched, it seems like we have.
We've seen a lot so far going to right field.
Yep. Lexi Perry now up. She also had a hit in that inning. First pitch is a swing and a miss.
She put together a pretty powerful swing there. She was going after one.
Just a freshman, going to be an outstanding player here for a number of years here at Jackson.
We can already tell that.
The pitch, and she hits that one, a slow grounder to the second baseman. She's able to get fielded and gets Lexi out at first base. A quick 2 outs for the Iron Ladies here in the bottom of the third. Serenity Taylor coming to the plate. Serenity, who has been an outstanding pitcher for the Iron Ladies and is doing so again. I'm going to put the jinx on her here, but maybe for a little luck. She's 0 for the season. She hadn't got her first hit yet, so she is due.
She's ready for one.
Yep. We know she can. But she's also pitched 14 now to be 16 innings.
You know,
and is 2-0 on the year pitching-wise.
A softball pitcher puts a lot into pitching. I mean, it takes their whole body, all their strength from all their parts to get it in there.
1-1 the count, 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch, and there's a hard hit ball at the pitcher. She gets her gloves on it, chases it down, and is able to get the throw over to first base and get Serenity out. So the Iron Ladies go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third inning. But after 3 innings, Jackson 6, Circleville 2. Listen to our sponsors, please. They're the reason we are here.
Spring is in the air, and the McNerlin Network team at Howard Hanna is proud to sponsor Herds of Hope in their annual Spring Vendor Fair. Join us April 5th at Christ Church in Jackson, where you can shop, support local vendors, and even sign up to be one yourself. Visit the McNerlin Network team's Facebook page or Herds of Hopes to sign up, or call us at 702-6000. Have the link emailed to you. Plus, don't miss out on the Egg My Yard event. Let Herds of Hope's royalty help you hide eggs for your little ones. At Howard Hanna, we don't just sell homes, we invest in our community. Green and gold means sold. Call 702-6000 or stop by the McNerlin Network team at 135 East Huron Street in Jackson for more details. See you at the Spring Vendor Fair, and don't forget to Egg My Yard.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom presses. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel. Hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, Teddy Bear.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Shortstop McKaylee Holbrook will lead it off for the Circleville softball team. Serenity Taylor brings it in, and it's a swing and a miss. And you know what, Shane? She has struck out 5 of the last 6 batters, 2 of them called strikes. And if I don't know much about softball, but she just appears to get stronger as the game goes on. There's a bunt attempt. And Serenity fields it, and she makes a nice play over to Swisher to get the out by a half a step.
Yeah, Serenity does a great job at pitcher. And what we've seen tonight, she does a pretty good job fielding the position as well.
Certainly did there. Get the first batter out. Another lefty up, Rayleigh Starner. She's the designated pitcher or designated hitter. Pitch a little bit outside, but she swings and misses for the 0-1 count.
There again, Serenity was able to switch up her pitch there and threw her off a little bit.
There's a pitch. That was more of a fastball, but that one's lined down the left field side. Foul ball. Quickly 0-2.
You know, Dan, Serenity is very knowledgeable about pitching as well. She went to a great
Well
pitching
coached.
coach, and now she does it. She does it with my daughter and does a great job. My daughter really loves going to her. She's got a lot of knowledge, and she's willing to help anyone out.
The 0-2 pitch, and that was very close to a called strike, but it's not. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And like I told you, she pitches every day. She doesn't take a day off.
The pitch. That one's a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She gets that 0-2 count. She teases them a little bit,
yeah.
keeps
She's
it a little
not
bit
gonna-
out of the strike zone.
She's not going to throw them anything that they can hit.
I think she has such confidence she can throw the pitch over the plate when she needs to. 2-2 pitch. That one is fouled down the left field line. Actually over the dugout. Still 2 out. Or 2-2. 1 out. Iron Ladies with the 4-run lead. Top of the 4th inning. The pitch. And
change
foul
up.
tipped so close to another
Almost got
strikeout.
her. You know, Serenity's keeping the batter guessing here, changing her speeds on and off.
Riley Starner trying to get something going for Circleville. 2-2 count, 1 out. And that pitch gets away from Serenity, hits the backstop, so it's a full count again. We'll see if Serenity can bring
Full
something
count.
over the plate.
Challenge her up here.
The pitch. It's a swing, and it's a hit right up the middle for a base hit. Hit the ball nicely there. Serenity almost got her glove on it, but it goes out to Bryn Denny in center field, and that's a base hit. That is the 4th hit of the game for Circleville.
Yeah,
1
you-
out, runner on first, yes.
You must admit that girl did a great job, great piece of hitting. there.
Really
She
did.
worked- she had to work for every bit of it.
Remember, it was an 0-2 count. She fought off some foul balls, and Serenity was close on a couple pitches, but she finally got one she could get her bat on, and they get a runner on. First runner actually on base since the home run. And speaking of the home run, Kaylee West is up, the catcher. She's the one that drilled that ball over left or right center field. First pitch a little outside, be ball 1. 1 out. Runner on first. That one just a little outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
2-0. I don't like that position really well with this batter that's up.
Kaylee West, 1 for 1 in the evening with a home run. That pitch a little bit on
Called a
the
strike.
inside, but I'll say the inside edge, and they called a strike on it. 2 balls, 1 strike. She would have had a hard time getting the bat on that pitch.
Yeah, that was bad, I thought.
There's a pitch, a swing and a miss.
Change up.
Nice job taking a little bit of something off that pitch. Had West out in front of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. She held herself there. West wanted to take a swing at it, pitch a little bit high, so I think this is the 3rd straight batter. We've gone to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, there's a fly ball to right field, and caught out there. Nice job.
Lauren Walburn, Dan.
Is that Lauren out
Yes,
there
she
in
came
right
in.
field?
She came in out in
Yes.
right field.
Nice job, Lauren Walburn. Chased that one down. Big second out of the inning. Got Kayla West out for the first time, and we have Tori Bennett, the pitcher, up. 2 outs, runner on first. There's a swing, a foul tip. 0-1 the count. You know, they haven't tried running much either team that we've seen against Maddie Wright out
Yeah.
there.
And they're pretty smart for doing that, Dan, because
Well-
she's really got an arm.
Noah Ernst on the baseball side, kind of the same thing. I think they know about him. There's a foul ball down the left field side into the screen.
I got to be honest, though. I would like to see someone try so we can see that arm.
Yeah, I agree. Maddie, very highly thought of catcher in Southeast Ohio this year. There's an 0-2 count, 2 outs, runner on first, the pitch. And it's a called strike. That'll be the third out. So we are halfway through this contest, headed to the bottom of the fourth inning. The fourth inning in this contest. The Jackson Iron Ladies 6, Circleville 2. We will be right back. More baseball action or softball action here.
Come on, Dan.
I'll get it right.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Ohio Valley Bank. Community first. Member FDIC.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Jackson County Banking Center wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. Jackson County Banking Center, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Ella Armstrong to the plate, and wow, has she been a hitter in these 2 games we've got to watch?
2 games we've got to watch, she's been impressive, that's for sure.
She had the RBI single in that six-run second inning that kind of got the Iron Ladies off and going, and there's the first pitch, a hard ground ball down the third base line and foul by inches. Third base coach Rob Kuhn gave it kind of a double look toward the umpire, but I think it got the call right, but it was close, and that would have been probably a double for Ella, the way she runs.
Mm-hmm.
The pitch, there's a fly ball to center field. Center fielder drops back, is able to get under it and make the catch. Hit the ball nicely.
Yeah, pretty nice shot. Can't really say anything wrong about that. That was a great poke out there.
She hit her first one. That hard shot down the third baseline was just foul. Aaliyah Barnett, one of the other hitting stars, she had a ground out in that second inning, but scored a run. First pitch is high. It'll be a ball. Leah steps back in. That one is fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bryn Denny is on deck.
Yeah, the bottom of our order has really done well.
Both games.
Yeah.
There's a pitch. There's a hard ground ball to the second baseman. She fields it cleanly, throws it over. Gets Aaliyah out. 2 quick outs for Jackson. Top of the order, Bryn Denny will be up, our center fielder. Bryn hit the ball well, really hard at the shortstop, and really it was a big part of that big sixth inning.
Yes.
Went off the shortstop's glove, but into the outfield, and 2 runs scored.
She had a couple RBIs, and she also had the catch out there in center field. We're pretty athletic in all of our positions.
There's a pitch. She hits a grounder now deep in the hole for the shortstop. Good field, but she can't get her out.
Ooh,
they called her
close.
out. Wow, I thought Bryn had beat that one out, but it goes
like
as the third out on the inning. We're a little bit partial.
I'm sure that Coach Bako and her are talking about that right now.
Well, after 4 innings of play, it is your Jackson Iron Ladies 6, Circleville 2. We'll be back with the top of the 5th in just 1 minute.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Top of the 5th. Game that is moving along quickly. So far, Iron Ladies in control. They got all 6 runs in that second inning. Circleville scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. 6-2 is your score. Tori Bennett, the pitcher, will be up at the plate. Serenity Taylor, as she did last night, gave up a couple runs early and then just seems to get stronger as the game goes on. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Would you say that's a true statement? She does get stronger as it goes, it seems like, Shane?
It seemed like the last 2 nights for sure.
That pitch is on the inside edge, a nearly impossible pitch to hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, the Iron Ladies, all of a sudden you're down to a situation saying we only need 9 more outs.
Yeah. And, I know Serenity thinks a lot of her fielders we've got great fielders, but I know Serenity, she likes to come and get some outs for herself. I always like that with my pitchers.
There is a ball fouled off the hands down the right field line. It is foul, still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Serenity has 6 strikeouts in the contest. There's a swing and a miss.
There's another one, Dan.
Make that 7.
And I don't know much about the softball in the area. I haven't been around it for a while, but I've got to say that Serenity's probably one of the best in the area when it comes to pitching.
Well, we got the Potts girl in Wellston also. We got some pretty good pitchers in Jackson County.
Yeah.
First pitch, and this is Jenna Boring, the second baseman. First pitch is a strike.
Potts girl from Wellston. I know you remember her dad. What a basketball player.
I watched him play a lot of games and a lot of wins. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Izzy Swisher gets it, fields it cleanly, over to Barnett, and that's another out.
We've been fielding the ball fairly well. We fielded it pretty good yesterday as well.
Two quick outs. Top of the 5th inning. Lefty versus lefty. Pitch a little outside. This is Anna Keaton, the right fielder.
She's had a big night out in the field.
Yes, she has. There's a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Another swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just
Serenity tonight, it looks like she's doing a great job of keeping the batter off balance.
just kind of looked like she just overpowered her on those last two. There's a pop-up in the infield. KJ Warsham gets under it, makes the catch, and 3 quick outs. Now the Iron Ladies only 6 outs away, but after 5.5 innings, it is Jackson 6, Circleville 2. We'll be right back.
Home, it's your sanctuary. It's pajamas at noon and cookies in the oven. It's fingerprints on the wall and heights measured in a doorway. It's the one place in the world that you know better than anyone else. Vinton County National Bank wants to help you build that messy, wonderful, cherished place where you can live a life you love for years to come. That's our promise. VCNB, here for you now, here for your future. Visit vcnbfamily.bank for our construction special. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Spring is in the air, and the McNerlin Network team at Howard Hanna is proud to sponsor Herds of Hope and their annual Spring Vendor Fair. Join us April 5th at Christ Church in Jackson, where you can shop, support local vendors, and even sign up to be one yourself. Visit the McNerlin Network team's Facebook page or Herds of Hopes to sign up, or call us at 702-6000 to have the link emailed to you. Plus, don't miss out on the Egg My Yard event. Let Herds of Hope's royalty help you hide eggs for your little ones. At Howard Hanna, we don't just sell homes, we invest in our community. Green and gold means sold. Call 702-6000 or stop by the McNerlin Network team at 135 East Huron Street in Jackson for more details. See you at the Spring Vendor Fair, and don't forget to Egg My Yard.
Hoping Matt McKee doesn't egg my yard. What about you, Shane?
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Now he can bring me a dozen eggs
the
because they
plastic ones
cost
with
a
candy
lot.
in it. I'll take those.
Yeah.
Leading off for the Iron Ladies, Maddie Wright, the catcher.
I've got to say this real quick. Coach Bako got on me a little bit over saying that her sister was a little bit better than her. She didn't quite like that.
Well, that pitch is a little outside, but her sister did have a 2-run double in that 6-run second inning there.
Yeah,
and had the game winner last night, a triple.
I've seen Kylie do a lot of good things. She's great for these girls.
And Kylie, she was such a grinder on the basketball court. That wasn't her sport. Her sport was softball.
But she give you all she had.
Everything she had. There's a pop-up by Maddie. Pitcher is able to handle it, so that is 1 out in the inning. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Quick-moving game.
Very fast.
Jackson 6, Circleville 2. Next batter up, Izzy Swisher. Izzy had a hit, an RBI, a stolen base in that 6-run second inning. Also was part of the second double play we've got to see on back-to-back nights by this Iron Lady infield. That was in the first inning. One ball, no strikes. Izzy Swisher at the plate. The pitch. She attempts a bunt, but it's just foul. Boy, if that stays fair, I think she almost walks down to first base.
Just about a foot from being, definitely.
A hit.
That would have been a single, for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Izzy Swisher at the plate, our second baseman. The pitch, it's inside, it hit her. She somewhat attempted to get out of the way, but did a nice enough job to draw contact, and she's on first base.
Like I always told the girls, we'll take it any way we can get it. Getting over there at first base.
Get an athlete like Izzy on first base. Good things usually happen. She shook it off pretty quickly there, so I think she's okay. Lizzie Eberts up to the plate, our shortstop.
Now this is actually someone else's batting here, Dan.
We do. We got a pinch hitter. Interesting. Lauren Carper is at the plate, hitting for Lizzie Eberts. Now, does Lizzie come out of the game or have?
Lily can re-enter.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, she can come in and hit, and then Lily could re-enter. That might be what Coach is doing here.
Lauren Carper is a junior.
I haven't got to watch her, but they say she's a great tennis player.
I've heard that. That pitch, strike on the inside part of the plate. 1 out, 1 on. 0-1 the count to Lauren. The pitch, there's a swing and a miss. It gets by the catcher,
Get back
and Izzy gets back.
Yeah, she definitely had a for sure steal, but then she kind of went a little bit too far there.
Expertise on booking. Would you call that a pass ball or a stolen base? That's a tough one, isn't it?
I myself, I saw how good of a jump she got. It looked to me like it was going to be a stolen base no matter what.
I think the reason the ball was a pass ball, catcher knew she was in trouble. It was too quickly trying to get out of her stance and throw it.
And sometimes, Coach Kuhn could have had on a hit and run there. I know 00, what's her name again, Laura Carper?
Carper.
Yeah, Carper, she put a swing on it that was a little bit high, and that definitely would have helped her get to second base.
1 out. Swisher on second. The pitch. Ooh, that one looks like a strike. It is, and that'll be a called strikeout. That will bring up KJ Warsham to the plate. Runner in scoring position. 2 outs.
Definitely with Izzy there on second. It's definitely she's definitely in a position that she could score from there.
KJ got things going with her base hit in the second inning. Scored a run. First pitch, and there's a steal attempt, and Swisher is in easily with another stolen base.
Looks
and
like
I don't know if she
hurt.
hurt herself. She's still on the ground. Let's hope that's not an ankle situation. Jason Crawford out there immediately. Stolen base. There was a good throw by the catcher. She just beat it.
Yeah.
But she is still down on the ground. Rob Kuhn, third base coach, taking a look. Brandon Stevens out there. Jason down attending. Everything got real quiet, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
She appears to be in some pain. She's now sitting up.
She may have jammed her ankle into the base there. It looks like Jason's kind of working.
Well, in all honesty, as much pain as she's shown, I would take that.
Yeah.
Certainly hope nothing more than that. 2 stolen bases has got Izzy over to third base. 2 outs. KJ Warsham will be at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes is the count. Jason Crawford still working. It looks like the right ankle. She is up and being helped over to the dugout. She's walking on it.
She's okay, I think.
Getting a nice round of applause from the crowd.
Probably jammed her ankle into the base a little bit. That happens quite a bit in softball and baseball.
Going to have a pinch runner out there.
I think that's Abby Barnett going in to run for her.
Is that number 15? I've been able to say yet. I think it is.
So,
it is
yeah.
Abby. Younger sister to Aaliyah.
It's always a pretty neat thing when siblings can be on the same team. I know.
Do you ever have that sense?
Well, I enjoyed having my babies both out there on the field at the same time.
Well, if you're a Jackson Ironman fan, you enjoyed watching them too.
I wish I could have got more than just 1 year of it, Dan.
Well, it was a thrill. Okay. We're ready to play again. KJ, 1 ball, no strikes to her. Runner on third. KJ has a hit, has scored a run. Steps out of the plate. Now she is back and ready to go. The pitch. There's a slowly hit ground ball to the pitcher. She throws it to first base, and the Iron Ladies are out of the inning. But they did have a hit by a pitch, a couple stole bases by Izzy Swisher. We'll certainly hope she is healthy. We'll see if she comes back out to the field. But after 5.5 innings, it is your Jackson Iron Lady 6, Circleville 2. More Jackson Iron Lady softball on Total Media here in just 1 minute.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Southeast Appalachian Regional Community Health of Ohio is proud to present The Search Project. The Search Project through the Jackson County Health Department is a program designed to decrease the negative impacts of COVID-19 and other public health issues and promote healthy behaviors through the deployment of community health work. The project is funded by CDC and serves 11 counties in southeastern Ohio. For more information, contact the Jackson County Health Department at 740-935-6322.
All right. Bottom of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 5th inning. And we'll have Bryn Denny will move to second base for Izzy Swisher, bringing her out of center field. And it looks like Abby Barnett will take her spot in center field.
Yeah, there again, I hope it's just a little, something wrong with her ankle that she can get back in action tomorrow.
Absolutely. FAC play as Miami Trace comes to town, and we'll be back. Total Media, thank you, giving us 3 broadcasts in a 3-day window.
Yeah, this is really something.
There's a line drive into right center field. Goes to the center fielder, Abby Barnett. She gets it back to second base, but a single for the leadoff hitter, and that was Claire Davis. As we said, and once again, I think I misspelled it. It's the top of the 6th inning.
Top of the 6th. This has been a game pretty much of a couple innings because we did all of our scoring in 1 inning, and then I think they had 2 runs in the first 2 innings.
Aubrey Cowdrey.
There's a chance
the
to turn it
fielder.
over.
Oh, one over to second. The ground ball to short. They get it to second base. Throw a little bit late getting to first, but they get the lead runner, and that is huge.
That's a spot maybe where Lily could have stepped on the bag and went ahead and throw it over herself, but she was kind of in between there. I know she took a thought about, taking it herself, but then she saw Bren was over there.
Big thing is we get the lead runner, 1 out. Still runner on first base with 1 out. The pitch. There's a swing and a miss.
Dan, what's going on? There's a runner on first and second.
Oh, they called her safe?
Must have called her safe. We must have pulled a foot or something.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we were paying attention, weren't we?
Whoa.
First and second, nobody out. First pitch is a swing and a miss. There's a pop-up. Do we have a play on
Someone's got to call it.
First baseman, Aaliyah Barnett, makes it a little bit exciting, but is able to pull it in.
These girls crack me up sometimes, Dan. And they laugh at themselves also, so it's really a good time.
Well, now we got the 1 out. There's still 2 runners on. People probably watching on the streaming are sitting there saying, what are those guys talking about?
Yeah.
Somebody wake them up. Lefty versus lefty, and there's a ground ball right to Bryn Taylor, Denny, and she's able to make the out. And runners will advance to second and third, but we get the big second out there. Let's see if we can get out of this inning.
Yeah, Circleville has a runner on second and third, so they're threatening a little bit. But, yeah, I'd like to see Serenity take over this batter and find a way to get this batter out.
Got a Kaylee West up to the plate. She had that home run in the 2nd inning. First pitch is a strike, 2 outs, runners in scoring position. There is a foul ball down the right field line, out of play. Quickly 0-2 by Serenity.
You're there again. This girl hitting a home run like she did. You don't want to serve her up anything too nice,
Nope,
being up ahead in the count.
She could put them right back in the
Yes,
contest. Iron Ladies with the 4-run lead. The pitch, and a little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was a good pitch to try and get the batter to swing at,
2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. 6th inning, the pitch. And there's a ground ball to KJ. She throws it over to first base, and they get her by a step and a half, and that's a big out.
Yep, that was a big play.
You know what? We're 3 outs away from a victory.
3 outs, yes,
Headed
we
to the
are.
bottom of the 6th, it is your Jackson Iron Ladies 6, Circleville 2. We'll be right back with more softball action on Total Media.
I'm Chad Niddle, your Jackson Edward Jones financial advisor. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Chad Niddle and Edward Jones are a proud sponsor of Jackson Ironman Baseball. Give us a call at 740-286-4872 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
Edward Jones, Member Securities Investor Protection Corp.
Baby, Ramey's Homes is all shook up over our low rock bottom presses. One of America's most popular manufactured and modular homes. Ramey's Homes has the largest selection of quality built to manufactured homes in southern Ohio with the most flexible terms available. Don't be cruel. Hurry to Ramey's Mobile Homes, 7 miles west of MacArthur on Route 50 and 2 miles south of Chillicothe on US 23, baby. And we'll see you there, Teddy Bear.
Hurry down to Stillhouse Rock.
Shane is a fan. Here's how I would see things right now. We're 4 runs away. Well, no, we'd have to be 6 runs away for an automatic win.
Yes.
Or we're 3 outs away here at the top of the 7th inning. Iron Ladies knocking on the door to pick up victory number 3 early on in this season. Lexi Perry will lead us off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lexi had a hit in the 2nd inning, the 6-run 2nd inning, a ground out along with it. The pitch, there's a fly ball to left field. It will be foul, out of play. She swings a good bat.
Yes, she does. She's an aggressive batter. Like I say, I know her daddy well, and I know that he has had her involved in softball from a very young age.
0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1.
You know, we've put the ball in play quite a bit tonight. I don't know of us having very many strikeouts.
1.
Just 1?
Nope, 2. I'm sorry, we have 2 strikeouts in the contest, which is a secret. And I looked down at my scorebook.
There's a little blooper to
Yep.
shortstop.
Shortstop able to make the play. Serenity Taylor, pitcher of record, once again trying to get her 3rd win on the season, team's 3rd win. She got her first hit in that 2nd inning of the season. Swing and a miss. Won the count, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch catches the outside edge. 0-2 the count. That pitch just a little bit high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If Serenity's got herself in a spot where she's got to really battle here, not let anything close go by. I never did like to give the umpire a chance to call it on me.
Right. That pitch is outside. 2-2 the count. Bottom of the 6th, 1 out. Jackson with the 6-2 lead. There's a line drive into left field, and that one gets off the leg of the left fielder. Let's see if she can get it back in the infield quick enough. She does. Will hold Serenity to a single. Her second hit of the contest.
She'll have someone run for her, I'm sure. Again, it's Bryn Smalley.
Brinley Smalley, the pinch runner.
You know, in the game, every spot is important. Even if you're a pinch runner, no matter what, it is important for you to be in there. Because we saw Bryn's speed on the bases. Once Serenity is able to get on base, there you got a courtesy runner in this game. So,
very athletic young lady.
Yes.
Softball player / cheerleader.
We got a few of those on here.
Ella Armstrong. There's a ground ball at the third baseman. She fields it cleanly, goes to second. They want to turn it. They have no chance of the double play. It didn't come to. Wait a second. What do they call?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, the ground out.
They'll have to explain that one to me because I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure either. I guess we can ask Coach Stevens there at the end. There was some way an automatic count called. I think right now Kylie Bako and Rob Kuhn are talking it over. Maybe. Oh, well, regardless, inning is over. 6 innings are in the book. It is the top of the 7th. We will have Serenity Taylor taking the mound, 3 outs away from picking up a third victory for this Jackson Iron Lady softball team. We'll be right back.
Spring is in the air, and the McNerlin Network team at Howard Hanna is proud to sponsor Herds of Hope and their annual Spring Vendor Fair. Join us April 5th at Christchurch in Jackson, where you can shop, support local vendors, and even sign up to be one yourself. Visit the McNerlin Network team's Facebook page or Herds of Hopes to sign up, or call us at 702-6000 to have the link emailed to you. Plus, don't miss out on the Egg My Yard event. Let Herds of Hope's royalty help you hide eggs for your little ones. At Howard Hanna, we don't just sell homes, we invest in our community. Green and gold means sold. Call 702-6000 or stop by the McNerlin Network team at 135 East Huron Street in Jackson for more details. See you at the Spring Vendor Fair, and don't forget to Egg My Yard.
Osborne Equipment Service.
Is Ralph there?
You sure you've got the right number?
Is he there?
Well, what's he look like?
He's got white hair and spots.
Is Ralph your dog?
He's a Dalmatian.
Why would he be here at Osborne Equipment Service?
You always say you have something for everyone.
We do, with service for trucks, trailers, buses, and RVs, and we're family owned and operated. Maybe you should look in your backyard for Ralph.
I'll just call his cell phone.
Your diesel specialist since 1979. Osborne Equipment Service in Jackson, Ohio. Call 800-937-3501.
Top of the 7th inning, Serenity Taylor 3 outs away from picking up her third victory and the team's third victory on the season. The first pitch is a swing and a miss. Young lady at the plate's a left-handed hitter with a warm-up on with no number, so I'm not even sure who it is. Second pitch is a ball. 1-1 the count. We're still trying to figure out how we got 2 outs on that last play. Pitch a little bit inside. Two balls, 1 strike. The pitch. There's a ground ball hit right at the first baseman. Aaliyah Barnett fields it cleanly, takes a couple steps over, touches first base, and we're 1 out away.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean game for the Iron Ladies tonight. I haven't seen it. I'm not sure I've seen any errors tonight.
Well, 2 nights in a row, really. Remember, we had 1 throwing error last night, but fielded the ball perfectly.
Yeah, and we made a mistake on the bunt. That would have been another error tonight. Yep. But, from then on, it's been great fielding.
There is a pop-up by Tori Bennett. Shortstop, Lily Eberts walks back almost to the edge of the outfield grass, makes the catch, and we are 1 out away. 6-2, the Iron Ladies lead. Jenny Boring will be up at the plate. Lefty pitcher versus righty hitter. The pitch is fouled back. 2 strikes away now. Remember, we will be back. Total Media broadcast streaming again tomorrow night. It is Frontier Athletic Conference softball. Miami Trace comes to town. That pitch is grounded slowly to Aaliyah Barnett, and there is it. This one is in the books. And another outstanding job by Serenity Taylor. Gives up a run in the first, a run in the second, and then all goose eggs the rest of the way, Shane.
Yep, and that's
6-2, your Iron Lady win.
That's 3-0 for the Iron Ladies, and I've my experience has been, when their confidence gets going, you better watch out, because sometimes girls don't have a lot of confidence, and it looks like ours do this year. So people better watch out.
All the damage in the second inning. Jackson scores 6 runs in that inning. I had him for 6 different base hits and probably a questionable error on the Bryn Denny grounder toward the shortstop. It might have been the biggest hit of the contest. That really got things going.
Yeah.
It really did. They didn't field it cleanly. 2 runs scored, but Jackson scores 6 runs. Almost carbon copy of last night. We just didn't have to win it at the bottom of the 7th. The runs we give up were early on, and then Serenity Taylor dominates the contest from the pitcher's mound. And the Iron Ladies are 3-0 on this young season. Now, we talk about the 4th game of the season, but as I used to say this in basketball too, every game is a big game.
Oh, yes.
But a league game is a little bigger.
Very big.
And tomorrow night, Miami Trace comes to town. Very big baseball game. Last year, the Iron Ladies were 8-2 in the Frontier Athletic Conference. Hillsborough seems to be the cream of the crop the last couple years. They have an outstanding pitcher/hitter. So if Jackson wants to stay in that race, you got to hold serve on your home field.
Yeah, you do. And when I was coaching, a lot of times you would see freshmen come in and they make a big spot for themselves from these other schools. You never know year to year when a good pitcher's coming in, and pitchers can do a lot in the ball game, as you see how Serenity takes care of people in this game.
Yes. Yep. Well, the Iron Ladies are huddled out in left field. Coach Brandon is talking to them as we speak. Brandon Stevens, we had him in the post-game interview last night.
Cut off on us, didn't it?
They unplugged the plug on us on that one accidentally. They promise they're not going to let that happen tonight, so we'll get his thoughts on this contest. But it is a 6-2 victory for the Jackson Iron Ladies. Talk about the season getting off to a quick start.
Yeah.
Saturday was opening day in the state of Ohio for girls softball. We played at Waverly, got that win. Got a win last night in really outstanding fashion with the 4-3 victory on the walk-off hit by Maddie Wright to win that contest. This one a little easier. It's 6-2, and we're going to play our 4th game in about a 5-day window.
Yeah, and that's how it is in softball and baseball, really. It can be an everyday thing. They're playing every day this week, I know, and I know the girls, they wouldn't have it any other way. But like you said, Dan, tomorrow will be a big game because it's the first league game. And as you know, it's always the coaches and the kids' goal to win a league championship. That's a big thing.
How about Shane, and you've been every team's first goal is a league championship.
Yes,
we hear Coach Hall say that in football. We hear Coach Morrow say that in basketball. Coach Carpenter will say that in girls basketball. The same thing I'm sure Coach Brandon Stevens feels. They want to win the league first. Then you start worrying about the playoffs.
And you start worrying about the tournament.
But we can say this, with the wins over a Circleville and a Point Pleasant and then Waverly, we're building up a little bit of stock for postseason play as far as seeding goes.
Yeah, and that's a great thing because, all the wins that you get with some of those teams, some of those teams probably even be in our division, Dan. I'm not sure. But, it goes a long way for the tournament seeding, that's for sure.
No question about that. Well, we will hopefully hear from Coach Stevens here in a moment. on there as they are still huddled out there in left field. This one didn't end with quite the excitement of last night. Remember on the game?
No,
they were all out there kind of jumping and having fun and everything. But now he's talking things over. And I guarantee one thing he's talking about is league play tomorrow night.
Oh, there's no question. That's going to be, on all of their minds. The girls are going to be excited again at school tomorrow. They know that Total Media is going to be back here, and there'll be a huge crowd. We don't have any baseball or anything going on, so
not yet. But Friday night we do, as the Ironmen will open up at home their season on the Jackson High School, the Sparky Howler Field, just down the hillside on there. And once again, Total Media will bring that game to us there, and that's an exciting season. And let's be honest, as you've said all along, the anticipated ability of this Jackson Iron Ladies softball team, I think they're rated kind of high. People think highly of them.
Yeah.
Same thing in baseball.
Mm-hmm. And it's it's something that they have to deal with too, because that puts a lot of pressure on the kids as everyone's telling them how good they're supposed to be and this and that. And but even though they're telling you how good you're going to be, you've got to go out and do the performing.
You got to prove it. You got to prove it on the field. And that sure beats being told how good you can be, opposed to saying, boy, good luck, try to win one.
Yeah.
We've been on both ends of it, and these are a lot more fun.
That's a rough situation to be in.
This is going to be a fun spring of covering both the softball and the baseball team. No question about that.
It was just always something for me, Dan, when I was coaching, just to see how excited that the girls get and how much fun they have. Like I said, sometimes us males, we are a little uptight and things like that, but these girls, they seem to be loose all the time, and they play and they have fun.
Well, how about the fact here too, the community, and you've seen this through the years, how Jackson backs their athletic teams, not only being there in fandom but also financially, and makes things possible. Let's be honest, if we don't sell ads, we can't bring people these ball games on the air. And our sponsors have stepped up year in and year out.
Jackson, Dan, is truly a special place. I've been here all my life, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Well, I got kind of the same thing going, and we're kind of lifers on there, and we appreciate it. But I can't imagine raising a family in a better community.
Yep, I've really enjoyed raising mine.
Well, they have broke the huddle out in left field. I'm sure Coach will be working his way up to us.
Coach Stevens seemed like he did a really good job last night. That might have been his first interview from you, Dan.
It was my first interview with him, and I don't think we broadcast any games last year, so he acted like a pro.
He sounded pretty sharp, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he is. His wife was the head coach for 1 year before that.
Yes.
Was our understanding.
Yeah, she also was an assistant coach for me, so she's been around a little while.
Well, she was probably the brains behind that organization.
Yeah.
Some might think.
I guarantee I'm used to having women tell me what to do, and I had a couple of them that would tell me.
I know
her
how
and
that
Beth
goes.
Osborne, they
okay.
They kept me in line.
Somewhat. Okay, well, Coach Stevens is working his way here. We'll get a chance to get his thoughts on this contest.
Dan, thanks for having me again tonight, buddy. I really enjoyed it.
Don't you run far, Shane. I'm going to expect you here again tomorrow night.
I'll be here tomorrow. I'm excited.
I sure appreciate you pinch hitting for my buddy Pete Wilson, who is away right at the moment. He'll be back eventually to do these games, but Coach Brandon Stevens is working his way up here. He's going to put the headset on. I'm going to make a promise to him. We are not going to pull the plug on you tonight, Coach.
Might be for the best.
No. You were on a roll last night, and all of a sudden, boom, we were off the air. And I hated that because we were going to touch on some other things. But first of all, congratulations, win number 3 on the season.
Yeah, I mean, we made this schedule tough. And Circleville comes in. They're a really good coach team. They have several athletes. I mean, the third baseman, she's one of the best we'll see all year. And so to have them come in, we told the girls there's no days off. And with this schedule, there's not. So I was super proud of our girls, the way they responded. Again, digging out of an early hole. We got down 2-0, and it's so nice to see our girls. We're not in the dugout scared. We're not in the dugout trying not to lose, but the attitude was to go win, and that's nice.
Well, one out in the second inning, and all of a sudden we put together 4 straight hits and put a 6th spot up on the board, and that was good enough to hold on for win number 3.
Well, I think we can hit, and in the middle of our lineup isn't hitting very well. And when you can score 6 runs and you can manufacture around the bases and the meat of your lineup's not really hitting very well, your team's pretty good. And I think we're pretty good, but we've got 3 or 4 or 5 girls that really we're waiting on to turn it on here. But just some grit here. You know, Ella Armstrong coming up with that big hit again.
2 nights in a row.
2 nights in a row. Had one at Waverly.
Yep.
I mean, that's 3 games in a row that she's stepping into this senior role, and she's doing a great job. Super proud of her.
Well, and I called it an error, but Bryn Denny's shot at the shortstop, it was in the middle of that 6-run inning. 2 runs came in on that play, but she hit the ball hard, and the runners were running, and that was a big play.
Oh, that was huge. That was huge. She turned on that ball. She got a really nice pitch to hit. And the adjustment from last night that we saw was hit the ball backside. Hit it backside. You know, sit back on those. I mean, she did a really nice job painting the outside corner of the plate. So sit back, let's try to pound it right side, and we did. Brian got a nice fastball inside, and yeah, she crushed it.
Well, and then once again, Maddie Wright, then the double all the way, lands right at the base of the fence in left center field, and that scored 2 runs easily, and that put the 6 spots up there.
Maddie, I mean, we moved her to the 2 spot. She didn't play at Waverly the opening day, but moving her to the 2 spot with the idea that she's going to do everything. She might have to bunt a little bit, you know. But the big thing we want out of Maddie is for her to seek out good pitches to hit. Super nice to see her hitting well, but you know she's catching well right now too.
Oh, expected.
She's blocking. I mean, she's blocking nice. She's blocking early in the game. She's blocking early in the count. It's super nice.
Well, you know, your philosophy, I think, with this team, and it's a lot of athletic young ladies, is that you're going to be aggressive on the base pass. You're going to run at every opportunity. I think a couple more stolen bases tonight gives us about 10 on the season already. Other teams don't want to run it, and I'm going to assume a little of that's Maddie Wright behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Maddie now. So you got somebody like Serenity who throws a heavy fastball, and then you have somebody like Maddie who's got a cannon. You don't have a lot of room for error on the bases. So they don't run a lot on us. Some teams will challenge us, but right now we're just going to run until they stop us, and that's kind of where we're going to find out.
3 wins, Waverly, Point Pleasant, and Circleville. We were saying sneakily, by going 3-0, this is certainly, it's early in the season, too early to even think about it, but these are all advantages for that later draw as far as the sectional and district tournaments are going to be.
Yep. Yeah, we don't have any cupcakes on here, and you know, you look at the draw, super important, right, where you get seated, but also just teaching the girls how to play 7 innings. What we found in the last couple of years, you know, you go 4 or 5 games where you're mercy rolling somebody or just really bad softball. That's not going to help your girls down the stretch when you see good teams in Circleville later in the year, Logan Elm, those teams that are pretty good. So I think the schedule of these first 3 games showed these girls, 1, how good they could be, but number 2, you can't quit. You got to play 7 full innings because I can guarantee you the other team is going to play 7 full innings.
Well, I know you will be, but we're going to be back again tomorrow night. Every game on your schedule is important, but as Shane and I were talking, there's something a little special about league games. Frontier Athletic Conference starts tomorrow night. Miami Trace comes to town.
Yeah, we're excited about that. The girls out there, they love it. Bryn Denny, our senior captain, that's what she was talking about, getting the FAC title. She hasn't had one yet. Hillsborough stopped us a few times, so they are dying to get going in the FAC. And I am dying to see us go in the FAC.
Just want a little, maybe an update on Izzy Swisher. Don't know the severity of the injury. Was very worried about her, but I'd see her at least walk into the dugout.
Yeah, she went in third base, but both feet out, a little awkward, and I think she ended up cleating herself. So she got one foot right into her ankle.
Oh, okay.
So she was walking. I don't think it's anything serious. They had ice on it, but I think it's kind of like a big, deep, super deep scratch almost, scrape. So we're hoping she's going to put some ice on it and be fine to go tomorrow. But I will tell you what she did say. It's the motto of our team, and I really appreciate this. I hope she watches this later. But she said, I'm good to go. I want to go ahead and go back in the game. That's the stuff we're trying to teach. She's a freshman because she's seen our juniors do it, and she's seen our seniors do it. So seeing that trickle down into a tough player is super cool for us.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
We're tickled to death to get off to that 3-0 start and can't wait till tomorrow night. We'll be back here, and we'll look forward to talking to you again, hopefully after win number 4.
Yep. Go Iron Ladies.
All right. Go Iron Ladies is right. Coach Brandon Stevens with the post-game comments there as his Jackson Iron Ladies come away with a 6-2 victory. They advance to 3-0 on this season. And Total Media, thank goodness, has us right back here again tomorrow night as the Iron Ladies will play host to Miami Trace Lady Panthers, the first FAC game of the season. So